Hi guys. So before you watch this video, I do just want to quickly jump in here and give a little warning and acknowledgement to the fact that I do acknowledge that the Met Gala was over a week ago at this point, but this is like my warning and my offering to you guys to let you guys know all the blood, sweat, and tears that went into this video, because literally everything that could have gone wrong with this video did in fact go wrong, and you guys don't even understand. I ran out of storage 19 times!
19 times?
Because I have like 15,000 fucking screenshots in my phone because I'm a loser and I think everything is cool, even though like I never even go back and look at it. So why do I even screenshot it? I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't know why I didn't quit on this video, because normally I quit when things get hard, but I did it in this instance and I'm really proud of myself. And even though the Met Gala is already done and over with, I'm pretty proud of this video. I think it's pretty good. So I hope you enjoy it. Oh, hello beautiful humans, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, well, join the club, because I'm also new here, but we're gonna start a cute little fashion and art coven together. Now, us girlies and gays know that we have made it to what is arguably the most important day of the year. And I'm not even being exaggerating, you guys. We have made it to the Met Gala. Now, I don't just love the Met Gala, I actually live and breathe it, and I would inject it into my veins if I could. So the Met Gala is actually tomorrow. It happens every year on the first Monday in May, but today we're going to go over the dress code and the theme, which yes, those are two completely different things. We are going to go over our predictions and expectations of the night. Tomorrow we're going to watch it together, and then we will review and go over all of our favorite and least favorite looks. So let's just get right into it. So a lot of people don't know that the theme and the dress code are two completely different things. So the theme is what the Metropolitan Museum is exhibiting and showcasing inside. And then the dress code is what all the attendees are asked to wear. And that is what we see all the celebrities dressed in as they make their way up the steps of the Met and into the exhibit. So this year, the exhibit is costume art and the dress code is fashion is art. Now, that's vague as fuck, so let's talk about all of our predictions and expectations for the night. We all know that art is what we make it. Art is what we interpret it as. Art is subjective. Art can make us feel uncomfortable. So with the theme fashion is art, I think we are going to be seeing a lot of crazy, abstract, avant-garde, over-the-top pieces. I want to see dramatic. I want to see over-the-top. I want to see out-of-the-box thinking. I want to see crazy hair, bold accessories, funky shoes, and abstract makeup. And I really, really hope that people don't just play it safe and just come in a pretty dress. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of art references, specifically artists. I think we're going to see a lot of Van Gogh inspiration, Frida Kahlo, Klimt, who's one of my personal favorites. Who else haven't I said? Andy Warhol. Or interpretations of famous paintings like The Swing, The Scream, Mona Lisa, or Girl with the Pearl Earring. And I'll be really shocked if no one does a rendition of Birth of Venus by Botticelli. I'm hoping to see a lot of pop art, specifically since I just mentioned Andy Warhol. I love when fashion is not just beautiful, but it's also fun and playful. I know designers like Jeremy Scott are really big on pop art. With the theme fashion is art, I think we're going to see a lot of sculptural pieces, maybe like statue inspired pieces. I think a lot of women are going to play into the idea of my body is art, and either lean into that like statue idea, or just kind of just be like showing a lot of body. For example, we all know that Kim Kardashian loves her body. Okay, that girl loves her body. That's just not a secret. So I can predict that she's either going to come in like a statue-esque, or like her body molded into a garment of some sort. Or something kind of like on the lines of like when Doja Cat a couple years ago came in like that wet t-shirt dress, like a statue. I am obsessed with Olivia Rodrigo. I could only predict that she would be looking like an angel in the walls of Versailles. You know, drop dead. Now, keeping the idea of my body is art, I think we can see a lot of pieces inspired by the human body and like the anatomy of it, like maybe a lot of bones and skeletal pieces. Because art is the way that we express ourselves and fashion is the biggest way that we all express ourselves every single day, I think a lot of people are really going to step into that idea and really showcase their personalities and who they are as a person. So with that being said, I did mock up a couple of designs of what I expect to see or what I would have worn if I would have been invited, if my invite wouldn't have got lost in the mail. So we have this, it's kind of like ethereal, kind of like whimsical dress inspired by a snail, but I have a vision of like the dress looking very like wet or slimy, as a snail tends to look. And then we have a bunch of fabric manipulation in the back to create this like big huge shell. And then next we have a prediction of what we might see. I think we're going to be seeing a lot of unconventional materials, hopefully. If you ever watch Project Runway, you know what an unconventional material is. It's just taking like recycled pieces or things that are not normally used in fashion, such as fabric, to create a garment. So for example, like this would be like a garment made of completely trash bags, but you can use anything that is unconventional. So hopefully we see some upcycled pieces. That would be amazing. And then lastly, we have a little art reference here. This one is obviously Frida Kahlo. And of course, I did pay a little homage to pop art with the little paint can purse. All right, you guys, now get some rest because we have a really big date tomorrow.
And I'm the first trans woman hosting the Met.
What is happening? Everybody talks about the first Monday in May. We know that it's a Met Gala. We know it's fashion's biggest night out. However, nobody talks about the first Tuesday in May and what that means. It means we get to talk about the Met Gala and all of last night's amazing looks. I got 6 pages worth of notes, so grab a drink. What is more fun than bubbles, you guys? And what is more fun than art? Interactive art. So honorable mention to Eileen Gu, who was in her bubble dress last night. That's right. Her dress actually was shooting out bubbles. That was so fun and so creative because fashion doesn't just have to be beautiful, but it could be fun and playful as well. And honestly, it brought me back to the time when I used to live in Oakland and I would walk down to Lake Merritt like once a week with my kids. We would have picnics out there. And my daughter got a bubble machine, so we decided to take that with us. And the bubble machines were just like flowing all through the lake. I kid you not, every adult who was walking or running by, they would stop and pop the bubbles. You are never too old for bubbles, you guys, and bubbles are fun for everybody. And I just really, really loved the idea of like bringing a bubble dress to the Met Gala. I thought that was so fun. While the dress wasn't my favorite, the cut wasn't my favorite, the silhouette wasn't my favorite, all of that, you can't deny that it was so fun and so playful and just a great addition to the Met Gala. You cannot talk about the Met Gala without talking about the Kardashians. Every single year, what are they going to wear? Is it going to be great or is it going to be a disaster? All right, so let's start off with Kylie Jenner in Schiaparelli. I thought her dress was lovely. I thought it was to die for. She was like a statue, half dressed, or her dress was coming off, half empty, half full, however you want to look at it. I just thought it was so beautiful, so romantic. The glam was great on her. It might be one of her best looks yet. I do feel like Kylie Jenner is someone who always kind of like teeters a safe line. So I'm glad that this was kind of a little bit more out of the box for her. Now, I did find it weird that Kendall Jenner and Kylie Jenner had almost like the same look. There was very, very similar references to each other. Kendall Jenner was in Zac Posen and she looked amazing as well. I was actually in love with her dress and I preferred it over Kylie's look. So Zac Posen did talk about how he just like ripped his t-shirt off of himself one night in the studio and started draping it over a mannequin and came up with that look, and I thought it was so perfect, so beautiful. I loved it. It was giving statue. I died when he was like talking about how there was going to be a surprise inside, something referring to angels. I knew right away our Victoria's Secret angel is getting wings. And I was absolutely correct. She had these beautiful wings that came with her outfit that she put on inside of the Met Gala. I wish she would have worn them up the stairs, but let's be real, it probably would have been very, very difficult to get up those stairs with them. I don't know how heavy they were, but I do think they were a beautiful addition and completed the look perfectly. Now tell me I did not call it, you guys. Kim Kardashian, did I not say that she was going to have a mold of her body in some sort? Did I not say that? Because I said that. So anyways, the mold that she was wearing was a body. It was not her body, however. It was actually a design by Alan Jones, who does design like these sculptural body pieces. He's an artist that does that specifically. And then her skirt, or lack thereof a skirt, if you want to be real specific, it was actually hand-painted leather by Whitaker Malum. And it was lovely. I love the golden blonde hair on her. I think that's her color. I think her glam was perfect. And I think this might be one of her best looks. Kim is one of those girls who you either love her outfit or you hate it. She has some outfits that I would definitely put on the worst dress list. But she also has some really good ones. But this year, I think it was really, really good. A little predictable, but good. And I love that she actually went with the color. And now, speaking of color, thank God Hailey Bieber went in anything but black. That's all I wanted this year. We all know that Hailey Bieber can dress up and she has amazing style, but why she chooses to do a simple black dress at the Met Gala every single time, I cannot tell you. I can't. But I'm so happy that she went with the color. When I saw the blue, I was like, oh, thank you, Jesus. But anyways, I don't know if I said this already. She was in Saint Laurent and she looked beautiful. She was giving like superhero realness, but it was great. The top was actually a mold of her body, which I predicted for Kim Kardashian, but Hailey Bieber did do that. And wasn't my favorite. It was still a little safe, but it was beautiful, and the blue definitely was a great color for her. Bay Area was in the house, okay? Alyssa Liu looked so beautiful in her Louis Vuitton. Her dress was actually inspired by the Human Anatomy, which I did predict somebody was going to do that, and a lot of people actually did that. But it was so cute. I love Alyssa Liu. She's adorable. The Currys came in Balenciaga. I thought we canceled Balenciaga, but apparently they didn't get the memo. I love the Currys, but come on. We saw so many amazing pieces last night by Robert Woon. However, I think Alyssa Nuna was one of my favorites. I don't know if it's because like Cruella de Vil is one of my favorite Disney characters, because I love fashion and she's a fashion designer. But she was giving Cruella de Vil, she was giving I Will Steal Your Dalmatian, but she was also giving like cool cowgirl chic. So yeah, I don't really know, but it was amazing. The glam was perfect. The black lipstick, that eyeliner that will cut you. Oh my God, it was perfect. I loved it. It was a first look of the night. I think that I was just like, wow, that's a really good one. Now, my baby Doja Cat, I think she is a force to be reckoned with in the fashion industry. I say this time and time again. I love Doja Cat and I love her style. I love how she is not afraid to take a risk. This is her fourth Met Gala, and I don't personally love latex. It makes me uncomfortable, but fashion and art are supposed to make you uncomfortable. And with the theme this year being fashion is art, I think was perfect. I think that monochrome tan look was perfect. Wasn't my favorite look of the night, but she did look stunning. And just like Hailey Bieber, she was in Saint Laurent. Now, you either love her or hate her. Blake Lively, you cannot deny that she knows how to wear a ball gown, okay? And she looked stunning yesterday in that Versace gown. Apparently, it is a archival vintage piece. It was just a dress. They added that long, beautiful train. I don't know if it was made with watercolors or inspired with watercolors. However, it was beautiful. Something that I thought was just so cute was that the little handbag that she was holding was a four-sided handbag, and it had all four of her kids' water paintings on each side, and I thought that was so sweet. She did mention that she wanted to have a piece of her kids in her outfit in some way because it makes her feel less shy. Now, I don't know if I would ever consider Blake Lively like a shy girl or someone who comes off as shy. However, today's a day you feel like being shy, then I guess today's a day, right? Regardless, you can't deny that that was a cute little touch. Sabrina Carpenter was in Dior, and she was wearing a dress that was actually made of real life film from the 1954 classic movie Sabrina. So who better to wear that than Sabrina herself? However, if you are going to wear like a vintage old Hollywood inspired dress, I really wish you would have stuck with that theme from head to toe. The shoes completely killed the look for me. It kind of clashed in my opinion. They were not only not vintage, but they were also not modern. They were just kind of outdated and not cute anymore. So if she would have done like a cute little 1950s little heel, like a little showgirl heel, I think that would have really just completed the look and been perfection. Now, Sabrina Carpenter was a guest performer for the night along with our witchy girl Stevie Nicks. For her performance, she actually wore a Versace archival piece, which I am obsessed with. Not only is it a 1991 dress, which is the year I was born. Ooh, don't do the math, you guys. Don't do the math. It was a 1991 vintage Versace dress, pop art inspired by Andy Warhol's Marilyn Monroe and James Dean art, and it was perfect. Olivia Wilde. Is she a Sagittarius? That's the only question I have. If she is, I get it. If she's not, I don't. I'll just say that. Let's talk about some things that we didn't see throughout the night that I wish we did see. So first of all, there was no Olivia Rodrigo, so we didn't get to see her looking like an angel in the walls of Versailles. I was really bummed about that. Like, we've seen her at the Met before. I was really looking forward to seeing that, especially because I know she was in New York, but you know, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. Again, one of my predictions was that we were going to see a lot of pop art on the runway. I didn't really see any pop art. I think we were really missing Jeremy Scott being there. He's one of my favorite designers. I love him truly, madly, deeply. And he would have been a great addition. Everything he does is outside of the box. It's fun. And I think that we needed to see that. We were missing you, Jeremy. They say don't meet your heroes, but I did get the chance to meet Jeremy Scott once in San Francisco, and he didn't let me down. He was so sweet, and now I love him even more. Now, hear me out. This is going to be a little crazy, a little out there, but I was really hoping that we would have seen like a guest appearance from Gwendolyn Blackwell. This year, I feel like it's truly been her year. We saw her come out with Somber at Coachella. She was a Victoria's Secret Angel for the first time. I feel like this is really, truly her year. We know a lot of the people there are her friends, so yeah, maybe next year. I love her. I think she's so funny, and I just want to see her in more. I want to see her everywhere. One thing I didn't see was any references to Frida Kahlo. That was kind of shocking to me. I am wearing my little Frida earrings. But no Frida on the runway. And there was no Chappell Roan. I don't care if everybody hates her, okay? I love her. I love her. So now with all of that being said, let's talk about our absolute favorite looks of the night. Ayo came in custom Chanel and she looked divine, you guys. If I ever have to wear a wedding dress in my life, I accept nothing but this. Okay, you guys, this is so beautiful, so romantic, so whimsical and ethereal. It was truly like something out of my dreams.
And it was so beautiful. Did I mention it was beautiful? It was so beautiful. It was so beautiful. I am in love with it. It was so beautiful.
Last year, Doechii made it to my best dress list, and this year, she did it once again. She looked so beautiful in Marc Jacobs. She literally was giving like Roman goddess, but in like burgundy. Headpiece was amazing. Oh my god, the drapery was perfection. I loved the little detail of the bare feet. A lot of people hated that, but I thought it was like perfect for the look. My favorite thing about Doechii is just like her attention to detail. You know, she goes down to like the nitty gritty. Okay, I'm so sorry. You know, she goes down to like the nitty gritty of the details, and this year like down to the henna, the little anklets, like everything was just chef's kiss, and it was just married so beautifully together. And next we have Sabine Getty. I didn't personally know who she was before the Met Gala. I had to look her up. Apparently she is a jewelry designer. And let me just tell you, like, that is what I would have worn if my invite didn't get lost in the mail. Anna Wintour, you really need to talk to your secretaries because this is just unacceptable. This happens every year, I swear to God. But anyways, like, that's honestly truly what I would have worn. The dress just honestly took my breath away. Okay, now Hunter Schafer is next. She looked amazing in custom Prada. Her look was actually inspired by one of my favorite artists, Klimt, who I did predict we were going to see some Klimt references. So Prada did that for her. Her dress was inspired by the famous painting Mara Primavesi. I'm so sorry if I said that wrong, but it is one of Klimt's paintings, who was one of my favorite artists. That blue looked beautiful on her. I love the little detail of like the little rip on the side. The hair was so cute. She looked honestly stunning. Now I'm going to do a little sideways segment and talk about the men, you guys. The men truly, well, some of the men truly brought it yesterday, and I love that so much. Sam Smith was actually like one of my second favorite looks of the night. Like, truly, I need that outfit so I can wear it to my husband's funeral. You guys, he looked amazing, and I just love how he wasn't afraid to step out of the box. Like, that is what we need to see at the Met Gala. At the Met Gala, nobody wants to see a suit and tie. Nobody. Absolutely nobody. He was in Christian Cohen, and all I have to say, you guys, is how you gonna let a man steal a show like that? He ate you up. Now, I haven't really heard anybody talk about this look, but Troye Sivan in Prada, you guys, that look was everything, okay? Well, yeah, he was in jeans and it wasn't giving like over the top. It was giving just enough, okay? One thing about me, my favorite movie is Grease, and this was giving Hickey from Knicky, okay? I love a greasy hair look, okay? That will do it for me every single time. And Troye Sivan, he did that. He really did. He truly, truly did. And Bad Bunny, Benito, was aging like fine wine, okay? Let me tell you. He came as an older version of himself, and he was giving the statement that aging is a beautiful thing and aging is an art of its own, and it's something that we should embrace. He was in Custom Zara. I'm not sure if I already said that, but he truly just had such a beautiful statement. At first, I was like, wait, is that Bad Bunny? And then I heard everybody like, Benito, Benito. And then I was like, oh yeah, that's Bad Bunny. And he still looked good.
Y Benito, ¿cuántas horas para hacer esto? How many hours?
53 years.
All right, so back to my ladies. Paloma El Cesar was in Francesco Risso's, and he's doing a new project right now where he is sourcing garments from eBay. Her dress actually was about 30 different vintage dresses, and he is just basically like shredding them, hand painting them, sewing them together, just completely renovating the dresses. And I thought it was a beautiful, beautiful dress. Like, honestly, it was my second favorite of the night for the ladies, but it was also just a beautiful story of recycling and, you know, reusing old materials, and I love that.
And then my absolute favorite look of the light.
And then lastly, my absolute favorite look of the night. Why do I keep saying look of the light?
Lastly, my absolute favorite look of the night has to go to my girl Emma Chamberlain. she was in Mugler. Her dress was inspired by Van Gogh, and she really just paid homage to all the paint strokes that we know him for. I love the detail of like the arms, like the fringe sleeve detail. If you haven't already, you definitely need to go watch her Get Ready With Me on Vogue's website or Vogue's YouTube channel. Literally it brought me to tears. That dress is so perfect, and just like the way she was saying that like her dad's an artist, so this theme just really meant so much to her. I think, oh my god, it was so good.
I'm a bust and bust out in tears.
That's what fashion is, and that's what the theme means of fashion is art. That was an art piece. Emma Chamberlain has amazing style. She always has some good looks. I've never seen her look bad at the Met Gala. But I'm just going to leave it at this. Her outfit last night was a masterpiece, and she absolutely devoured it. Hands down, best dressed. All right, you guys, so we have made it to the end of the video. I do just want to reiterate that I am not a fashion expert. I'm simply just a fashion school dropout who loves and breathes fashion. And these are just my humble opinions. I'm very curious to know, what are your favorites? What are your least favorites? Let's talk about it. And thank you guys so much for watching. Love you. And I'll see you next year.